right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all the honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles and the bishops of Great Millstone, whom I learned this truth from. Peace and salutations unto the hopefully elect, shalom. And I just wanted to, quickly touch on something, very spiritual that happened, while on the plantation, because I try to look at, everything from a spiritual lens because everything is spiritual. All right. Because, roughly paraphrasing the scripture that goes into Yahweh Shema Shai, um, pretty much being in all things. All right. Everything that happens to us, everything that people say to us, you can pull something spiritual from it because it's the Lord behind it. And just going into a situation that happened on the plantation with a, Northern Kingdom, Eve, which I assume, she, I say she pretty much digging me, on the plantation, all right, or she's taking a, liking to me, so to speak. But today she was kind of flirting, what she meant, what she said, stood out to me. She called me a weirdo, which a lot of Jake, they'll take offense to that. Why you calling me weird? I ain't weird, but I didn't take offense to it, because of the tone she said it in and the way she said it. I knew she was pretty much flirting. All right, but the word she used stood out to me. Okay, because the you know the men of the Lord were considered weird. When you read the scriptures, all right, and you fully understand what was going on with the men of the Lord. They were looked at as weird, strange. You know why they why they why they did some of the things that they did. You know, even Yahushua, man, when he stepped on the scene, he he was looked at as strange. All right. So let's go into this word weird. Weird means strange or bizarre, referring to things that are odd, unusual, or unexpected. Okay, so this is how people look at us. Okay, for you Akim, man, don't embrace being you know odd. Okay, embrace being so-called weird. All right, because ultimately, what we're not of this world, and that's what you know. A lot of people can pick up on that. Okay, especially as we get closer and closer to the end of Esau Edom's kingdom, a lot of women are going to notice, okay, that you're odd, you're strange, okay, and they're going to gravitate towards that. That's where Isaiah 4:1 comes into place. It can also have a supernatural or eerie connotation, right? Hey, well, we're supernatural, man. The men of the Lord are very supernatural. Okay, we're different. All right, we give off a whole different vibe when we enter the room. I know the elder, in Kansas City, he goes in that he goes into that a lot. When he enters a room, people you know can pick up on his spirit, his vibe. Okay, suggesting something not easily explained by natural laws. The word can be used to describe a person, a thing, or an event. Read non strange, unusual. All right, so we're unusual to people, okay, especially these women, because women, um, they're gonna try to figure you out, all right. That's what women do. Okay, as soon as you walk into a room, they're gonna try to figure out what you're about, but they can't figure out the men of Yahweh Shemel Shai. No one can. All right, this is why you get the hate. This is why you get the what's the word I'm looking for? This is why you get the friction Okay, most places that you are, whether it be on the workplace, out and about, okay, people know that it's something different about you, something different about us. John 17, we'll start at verse 16. And it reads, they are not of the world, okay? Yahweh Shai speaking, even as I am not of the world. All right. So Yahweh Shai, he wasn't of this world, man. All right. This is why he was hated. This is why he was ultimately, delivered up to be, to be put on the cross, hang on the tree. Okay, because he was different. He was weird. Okay, Yahweh Shai was, he would be considered weird if he was on the scene today, just like we are. All right, let's read that again. They are not of the world. Who are they? Okay, the elect. All right, the men of Yahweh Shai, Shai, we are not of this world, and that's how you got to look at yourself. All right, you're not, we're not regular. We're regular men. All right, we're in this flesh. Okay, but our spirit, man. Okay, something about our spirit that people pick up on. Okay, it's unusual, the way we move, the way we talk, the way we think. All right, our whole energy, it ain't of this world, man. Even as I am not of the world. All right, Yahweh Shai, he wasn't. He was on a whole different vibration. All right, this is why the wicked scribes and Pharisees and the wicked 2/3. Okay, the wicked of Jake, Slakia, the wicked of Jake couldn't receive Yahweh Shai, man. All right, they looked at him as weird. Who is this dude? That's how Jake looked at you when you know you you talk the way you talk, you move the way you move. Us men, us Akim, we move with that authority, man. We move with that confidence. All right. This is why, especially Esau, man. Esau, a so-called white man, he don't like a so-called black, Latino, or Native American man, an Israelite man, moving or thinking of himself highly, man. Okay, that's very offensive to an Edomite. All right, but we don't give a damn, man. Okay, let's go here, John 15. Something quick through the spirit, John 15 and 19. How was I speaking? If ye were of the world, all right, the world will love its own. This is why the world ain't gonna rock with you. All right, even though you might have certain people that may be intrigued by you. They may want to get a little closer to kind of know what you're about. They really don't rock. They don't rock with you. Okay, this is why for you Akia, man, you might think because you don't have a woman, you might think something's wrong with am I ugly, am I not smelling. Yeah, it's none of that, man. It's our spirits. It's our spirit, man. Okay, this is why a lot of women, they ain't gonna really rock with you, man. All right, but we're coming into that time where, like I said, I've been noticing, whether it's on the plantation or just out and about. All right, women are noted. Women are starting to notice. Some they're starting to notice something different. All right, about the men of Yahweh Shema Shai. And a lot of brothers are experiencing that because we are not of this world, man. But because ye are not of the world, we are not. We are our spirits. Okay, if we be of the elect. Okay, the hopeful elect. Our spirits were created from the foundation of the earth. All right, to do what we're doing now. Okay, to be different. Okay, we got a whole different spirit from these other men. All right, and these women are starting to see it. But I've chosen you out of the world. All right, we hope to be chosen, man. All right, we hope to be delivered on those chariots. We hope to be those spirits, those first spirits, okay, created, all right, to receive the glorious salvation, chosen out of the world, therefore the world hateth you, all right, and this is why that great persecution is is gonna come, man, because we ain't of this world, all right. But like I said, going back into what happened on the plantation with the she was a cute little Northern Kingdom chick, you know, and what she said stood out to me. Even though she was flirting, even though she digging Jake. All right, from what I perceive, you know, dealing with women, when a woman is you know, she trying to shoot her shot, or she's flirting. All right, but what she said, and how she said it, it really stood out to me. Okay, because the men of the Lord, the men of Yahweh Shema Shai, are weird. You gonna be looked at as weird, man, to this world. Okay, one it off here, Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness. All right, we standing in great boldness, man. Okay, we not switching up our tune. We not selling out. All right, Lord willing. All right, we not dancing to the tune of this world. Okay, we standing in great boldness, standing firm. Okay, with Yahweh Shema Shai, before the face of such that have afflicted them. All right, beginning with Esau, Edom, and the rest of the heathen. Okay, we telling them we don't want nothing to do with your ways, your B system. All right, your RFID microchip. None of that, man. And make no accounts of his labor. Wisdom of Solomon 5:2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. These heathen are afraid. Okay? That's what a lot of Jake can't grasp. Those who call themselves Israelites. They can't grasp that we have, we have that much power to make Esau, afraid, man. Jake don't got that type of faith. But the scriptures tell you the heathen always feared us, man. All right? That's never gonna change, man. This is why they do what they do, and shall be amazed at the strangeness. Okay, where strange, our salvation is gonna be strange to these heathen, even to the 2/3, man. The 2/3 don't even know. All right, that though the so-called UFOs, which they call them, are the chariots of Yasharallah, man. All right, what we're talking about, what we're speaking, is strange to these people. Strangeness of his salvation so far beyond that they have looked for. All right, these people they ain't the heathen 2/3. They ain't looking for Negroes, Latinos, and uh, uh, Native Americans to be beamed up on chariots. Okay, they're not looking for that. All right, these Israelite women, they not expecting the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man to be set back up in power, man. They ain't looking for that, man. They you gotta understand that, man. The woman you might be laying with, she's not expecting you to be ruling with Yahweh Shai. All right, so it's strange, man. It's weird. It's weird to these people. Okay, but we know and understand what we're doing and why we're doing it. All right, but with that, we'll close the lesson. Lord willing, it was edifying. Till next time, Shalom.